The final presentation for this session is by a husband and wife who are in the business of creating happy memories. They both left their corporate career in Singapore, returned to Malaysia, and founded Inside Scoop in 2013. This homegrown artisanal ice cream chain is not only well known for its variety of premium classic flavors, but also local seasonal flavors such as durian, cempedak, cendol, teh tarik, and kopi peng. Today, its offerings extend to handcrafted ice cream cakes, ice cream with signature waffles, as well as seasonal ice cream mooncakes. With over 40 outlets across the country, this proudly Malaysian brand is currently valued at over 100 million ringgit. Here to give us the inside scoop on Inside Scoop, please join me to welcome Edmund Tan and Lim Shiew.
Thank you, Edmund, for the introduction, and thank you, Khazanah, for having us here today. I'm Shiew, and this is Edmund, and we're the co-founders of Inside Scoop.
Good afternoon, everyone. A very common question that I get asked is, why did I start Inside Scoop, right? And those of you that don't have the Inside Scoop, the reason is because of this lovely lady here. I can't see a bigger ice cream lover in Malaysia or even in the world. And at some point in time, before we were married, I wanted to make sure that I sealed the deal. So I started an ice cream company, right? Hopefully, in hopes, she will say yes when I pop the question. Being a man, after she said yes, I roped her in and made sure she worked. She worked to build the empire on her own. Fast forward to 2023, she has now built herself more than 40 outlets across Malaysia. So that is the real inside scoop on why we started, on how we started. Rewind back to 2013, when you were looking at having an indulgent ice cream treat, two things came to mind. Something that starts with pink, something that starts with brown, right? Both their ice creams are really great, and I hate to say this, some of my bosses may not agree as well. I still eat their products today. I still really enjoy it. But we felt that there was room in the market, especially in the Malaysian market, for something that was created by Malaysians for Malaysians. We have so many amazing ingredients in Malaysia, like what Edmund mentioned before. We have amazing ingredients. And we felt that we could translate it into flavors that are relatable to Malaysians, right? So we felt that there was room for a good locally made product that also focuses on amazing customer experience and, more importantly, people development. And that's the real Inside Scoop.
So we set off to start Inside Scoop to create happy memories for our customers. And to us, that meant having an awesome product, warm customer service, and a great store experience. We make our own ice cream, so we thought, why make only the classics like vanilla and chocolate? We can go beyond that. So we took some Malaysian delights like durian, teh tarik, cempedak, and turned them into ice cream. We sourced the world over for premium ingredients like French chocolates, Verona, Sicilian pistachios, and whenever feasible, we use local ingredients such as milk from Farm Fresh, durians from Raub, tea from Cameron Highlands. We believe that the quality of our products is a reflection of the ingredients that we use. As the saying goes, garbage in, garbage out. So we don't skimp on our ingredients. Take, for instance, our approach to milk. It is definitely easier to use UHT or milk powder. Fresh milk has a shorter shelf life. It needs to be refrigerated, and storage of it takes up way more space than powder. But we believe that it brings out the best flavor in ice cream, and hence we stuck to it.
And it also allows us to talk to Mr. Loy lah. In any event, ice cream, can I just get a show of hands? Who actually loves ice cream? Yes, yes, everyone loves ice cream, right? Who actually needs ice cream? Right? The reality of ice cream is that it's not actually a need. It is a want. Nobody actually needs it, but everybody wants it, especially during COVID, right? I'm sure you guys had so much dessert and ice cream over the period. But let's face it, ice cream is ice cream, right? You eat it, you have a sweet sensation in your mouth. But it also, the experience that comes together with having an ice cream is very important in our philosophy. The most important thing when you interact with us, we have a 100% customer satisfaction guarantee. Not just in store, but in all our channels, right? We strive to do so. We strive to do so. Because it's a disaster when you walk into an ice cream shop after a long day at work or a breakup or something along that lines, and you walk out with a frown, correct? We recognize that the ice creams that we make are not always suitable for everybody. Some will say it's too sweet, some will say it's not sweet enough, some will say your ice cream melts. True story, right? Your ice cream actually melts. So we actually try and empower our team, right? Which is the most important part of our business. We are not 100% customer satisfaction upon interaction, but we are 100% customer satisfaction upon post-interaction. So you may come in, there may be some challenges, there may be some unhappiness, but we empower our team, brief our team to make sure that whatever mistakes that we make, it's fine. Turn that frown upside down any way that you can in store, right? Use all the resources that you have within a certain limit. So we define the circle very well for them. And it allows them to have a very good customer interaction, and I hope that is the same interaction that you get in most of our stores, or at least we try to do so. In addition to that, given that ice cream is ice cream, and you can eat it in the cup, sitting there, that's great, that's enjoyable. The way that you consume ice cream is also important, or the experience that you interact together with the brand is equally important. So, for example, we are very proud to say we are probably the only ice cream company in Malaysia, if not the world, to have created a drive-through ice cream moray buffet during COVID, right? This is post-COVID when you can go out in small groups. People wanted to go out, and you can actually enjoy the ice cream in a car. We will roll our ice cream cart out to you, and you can actually have a scoop of ice cream like drive-through service. We also had a very, very interesting program where some of our regular customers or some of our top customers or some customers who ask us very politely to visit our ice cream factory and create your dream flavor. So those customers or those select group of people will tell us what their dream flavors are, and we'll strive our best to make that ice cream for you right in front of you. And we've even had some customers make special flavors there and then, and we actually sold those flavors in our store. So that was quite an interesting one. But most importantly, I wanted to give you an insight to how we think about it, because that interaction with customers, or that solving that customer problem on how you interact with ice cream, is actually one of our core DNA, right? And more importantly, the business beyond the business beyond Edmund and Shiew is also about allowing our team, or guiding our team towards having a free rein and coming up with some of those activities as well.
Oops, sorry. Which is why the real inside scoop on why we started Inside Scoop is that we, being millennials, wanted to make a tangible difference in the community around us. Prior to Inside Scoop, Edmund was a banker, and I was an actuary, and we were based in Singapore. We were a brain drain statistic, and we wanted to reverse that. We both grew up in relatively privileged circumstances. We had the privilege of going abroad to further our studies, and we wanted to contribute back to Malaysia and help with growth and development prospects of the less privileged members in our community. If you've ever stepped into an Inside Scoop, you might notice that the store is manned by young local Malaysians.
Not always easy, but yes.
This is intentional. We deliberately hire locals to to create more growth opportunities for them. We have a large pool of young part-time workers, and this is to encourage young individuals to work part-time to gain some valuable life skills. For some of them, or for many of them, Inside Scoop is their first job. Some of them have never even wiped a table at home or washed the toilet, much less a public toilet in our store. So we recognize this. We recognize our role as their first boss to try to instill some fundamental values in them. And so that when they join the broader workforce, they are more well prepared. And this boils down to even very basic values like civic-mindedness. We teach them to clean beyond the four walls of our store, the exterior, the drains, so that they'll think twice about contributing to the litter that lays the streets of Malaysia. We offer internships and also letter of recommendations and career guidance where possible. We are in our 10th year now, and many of our former part-timers have come back to us after they completed their studies to join us full-time in our headquarters and our stores. This really warms our hearts because not only did they enjoy their time with us during their formative years, but they want to continue to be part of our ongoing journey.
Exactly. I mean, one of the happiest memories that we have is bumping to some of our part-timers in the streets of KL or Melbourne in one scenario. And like, hey, you guys are from Inside Scoop, right? We used to work together. I'm like, yes. And they're like, oh, I had so much fun and I learned so much throughout my duration at Inside Scoop. And we really felt that we imprinted values to them at the tender age of 17 or 18 years old with responsibility. So that was really, really fulfilling on our part. Right? But having said that, we have to recognize that SMEs are the largest employers in Malaysia, and sometimes also the most under-resourced because we are funded from most of our own pockets, right? We wanted to share some of the good practices that Shiew and I, having the benefit of working in the corporate sector, with the people who work with us that may not have the opportunity in larger corporates with a more structured training. Because I was trained largely in Singapore, I have a bit of the kiasu mindset, unfortunately, right? So one of my personal values, which makes me great to work for and also difficult to work for at times, is punching above your weight. That is a solution, or that is something that we have to do as an SME, given our financial capability and also our availability of resources. We have to constantly look for different solutions for a given set of problems or even a known set of problems, which also means we have to constantly learn from all the problems that we've had in the past, right? Anything from small mistakes because we don't have an engineering team, technical terms like, for example, me being someone who used to wear a suit and a tie, going into a kitchen and holding a screwdriver to make sure that the machines run, is quite a different experience. But having said that, I wouldn't have it any other way. It just allows us to learn more about ourselves and also teach that mindset to our team to allow them to bring that mindset forth to anything else that they do. And we believe that going the extra mile is the only way forward. It's the only way forward, be it with our customers or our other team members. At Inside Scoop, continuous improvement, innovation, being nimble, fast is not just a buzzword. If you don't believe me, you can ask Edmund over there. We caught up on Thursday, talking about this particular event and how he really likes our ice cream, and we were catering ice cream here. And he said that, but it would have been great if we had this particular flavor or a Khazanah-inspired flavor for this particular event. So a special flavor for this event. But he was like nice enough to say, but we didn't want to stress you out too much. Shiew and I looked at each other. Challenge accepted. That very afternoon, Shiew came up with a few recipes, and of course I did nothing, right? Shiew came up with the recipe on Thursday afternoon, flicked it off to our R&D guys, tried the flavor on Friday morning, said yes. We had a virtual call. I don't know how you taste ice cream virtually, but she managed to figure it out. And then on Saturday, we spun the ice cream, and you managed to have it.
I believed in the team.
You believed in the team that you...
I tried it on Monday morning when we got back to office.
So you managed to try it on Monday morning, and it was served here. So well done, Shiew. Right. But just a bit on the thematic around that particular flavor. The other challenges was that Edmund put to us then was, you have to make sure it's green. So we thought of the humble pandan leaf. And this is a good example of what we want to do more with Malaysian ingredients. The humble pandan leaf is used in almost all Malaysian desserts. I would say almost all, 70% if not more. But when you start going into larger scale manufacturing, we don't actually see that flavor being used as much. So we decided, hey, let's make sure that because it's a national treasure and Khazanah and the thematics around it, we decided that, hey, we can join the two together and came up with a national treasure flavor that you can have outside. And if you haven't tested it, I think we still have 2 pans or about 100 scoops left outside. So make your way over there and try the flavor.
So when we first started Inside Scoop, we only had 16 flavors and waffles. But over the years, we have churned out more than 100 types of flavors, including like today's pandan coconut. And we have added more product offerings, such as ice cream cakes, ice cream mooncakes, mochi ice cream macarons, and quaffles. Some are on a collaboration basis, some are seasonal, and some have become permanent fixtures. But the primary objective of doing all this is to cultivate a culture of innovation, encouraging continuous improvement and creativity within the team.
So the question that I get asked after Farm Fresh's investment in Inside Scoop is, where next? The popular misconception is that Shiew and I will be sipping cocktails off the base of Datai, right? That's the popular misconception. Unfortunately, that's not true. That's not true. More work has settled into us, and we feel that we have a greater responsibility to share our products with more Malaysians across all income spectrums. So a couple of things that we're going to be focused on doing. Number one, we're going to continue growing our Inside Scoop outlets so that we can share our products with more Malaysians. But we also recognize that our current product, the product in its current form in the Scoop shop, has a limited reach due to the price point that we are operating at. So we are deciding, or we're not deciding, we've decided to embark on a journey to make sure that it's more commercialized, or certain of our products are more commercialized, and also more accessible to Malaysians across all income spectrums. So hopefully in a couple of years, you'll be able to see a packaged ice cream products, probably branded as Inside Scoop or Farm Fresh. We have not decided yet, but it'll be along that lines. It'll be something along that lines, so that everybody or all Malaysians can have the same shockness when you have the ice cream. You know, like when you go and you eat the ice cream and you go like, yeah, that was good. So that's one of our dreams of what we want to do.
Yeah, so Inside Scoop to us is not just an ice cream company. We're not just here to sell you scoops of happiness. We're here to celebrate with you, to pick you up when you're down. We're here also to give growth opportunities and hopefully play a small role in developing the next generation. And that's the real Inside Scoop. Thank you very much.